So I wanted to kind of talk to you guys, share a little bit more stories about me. Like I said, I had a first marriage and two older girls from that first marriage. I had them young. I had them at my first one at 21. And us being young kids, we kind of still were growing, still learning, and having to raise a kid of our own was pretty difficult. So my birth experience, having them so young was hard, actually. Oh, my son, hold on. Okay, I didn't realize I'm short on time, so I'm trying to record this as fast as I can. I gotta take the kids to the doctor. And I tried recording this so many times over and over to share the story. I just scared that someone's gonna get offended, or I'm not telling it right, or hello. Anyways, my kids keep it interrupting. So for my second oldest, I had a C-section. I had emergency C-section. And to me, the whole experience was pretty traumatizing because after she was born, she had to have lumbar puncture. And I guess kids or newborns, literally, I don't know for older kids or adults, I don't know. She could only have three pokes on the spine to take out the liquid of the spine to see if she had an infection. They couldn't take anything. They couldn't take anything out, and so after the third one, they're like, we're just gonna assume there's an infection in her blood to prevent anything. We're gonna give her 14 days of antibiotics. So she went. We went from labor and delivery straight to pediatrics, where I stayed with her for 2 weeks. And her dad literally, I want to say like a day after, left to come back to Washington for work. Left me alone to go through all that alone. And he wasn't so nice about it. He called me, yelled at me because he wanted to stay awake. Anyways, it was not good. It was not good. It was hard. I also had my toddler daughter, she was 4, and, having to find someone who would watch her, so her grandma watched her, and then someone helped me because I just had my first C-section, and, having to leave sometimes my newborn at pediatrics to go home and shower and eat. Being hormonal, that felt so hard. Like, that was difficult. Sleeping through the night with a newborn, she would cry a lot, and I would just... Anyways, I was so tired myself. She would sometimes feel like she was falling off my arm, and I would tell the nurse, and the nurse would literally just laugh at me and side-eye me and walk away out of the room, which was traumatizing itself. So I had a hard time, and if it wasn't for my dad and my friends who came together and organized within themselves to help me out with this child, I don't know how I would have done it, because her dad never asked my dad or my friends to help. He never asked about her well-being. None of that. All I would ask from him was to send money. That's all. And I always updated him without him asking. But I was young, and I didn't think of those things until, like, now having 2 kids with someone else who actually showed up and stayed and supported me. I saw the difference. And, being 2 weeks in a hospital. And by the way, she was born on a Black Friday. So by the time I was out, it was almost Christmas. All that was hard. And my dad saw this, and he was really upset about all this. But now my daughter is in school. She's older, not that old. She's still in elementary school, but she's doing well. And I can't believe I went through all that. I did that all on, I want to say all on my own, but I can't say that I had the support, but the support that I had back then, but it's something that no one should go to. And if you're a dad, or your partner is expecting, don't be that person. Just don't. I forgot to mention, when I was having the C-section, I had a lot of blood loss. I lost conscious during that, and I was going in and out, and I would ask him. I thought it was her who was going in and out with the crying, but it was me with my hearing. And I would ask him, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong with her? And he'd be like, be quiet. But I didn't know. And then I just felt like I fell asleep. And when I woke up in a different room. So, and I never knew until I had my third son with my now husband that had happened, until the doctor told me, like, you had blood loss from your last one. Or maybe the doctor did tell me and I just forgot. But I had so much going on. I can't blame myself. Now that I'm older, I can't blame myself if I forgot if the doctor told me or not. But the whole situation was just traumatizing in itself. Not to mention when I had to beg her dad to come before I was induced, because he wasn't going to, and it was Thanksgiving, and I felt alone. But yeah, I guess that's one of my stories about me, and it's just, like I said, I record this over and over, the story, because I'm like, I shouldn't, but I'm not saying any names. I'm not trying to, like, speak down about their father. That's their father. That's never going to change. I just want to, I guess, share my experience for young girls, women, any women who are having babies with men who are really not supportive, not there. Like, love yourself a little bit more. If your mom or dad didn't tell you, that is not it. You should not be with a person who's like that. Like, you know, as much as it hurts, doesn't matter how long you've been with them, love yourself more. It is traumatizing. It took a lot of therapy. It still affects me. It affects my children all the time. So, yeah, that's one of my stories.